We're going to look at percentages next. So you can change percentages to decimals, decimals to percentage. We're first of all going to talk about what is a percentage, right? You got your quiz back, and you got 82%. What does that mean? That means that the fraction that you got was equal to 82 out of 100. 32%, let's hope you don't get that on your quiz. 82% sounds better than 32%, right? Then that would be 32 out of 100. So a percentage is a number out of 100. And if we change something from a percentage to a fraction, remember that when it's over 100, that is 0.32. So we can always change percentages to decimals that way. Because 32% is equal to 32 over 100, and if something's over 100, it would go to your, right, this is your 10th spot, this is your 100th spot. So what's the hardest one? Do you want to know what the biggest mistake that students make? 5%. I like 5%. That's exactly the number I had in my head. As a decimal, they skip this step.
That means that I'm on the level of JR for even just one moment.
I'm gonna make it wrong, and I'm going to do it in red. So don't write this down in red. This is what students do. What did they do wrong? Anybody know? What should it be? What did they do wrong?
What did they do wrong then?
It's like they didn't multiply by 100.
Okay, if you wanted to do over 100 first, you should have got what over 100? For 5%. 5 over 100.
Over 100.
And if you go to a decimal, if you go to your 100th spot, it'll be decimal 0.5. So that's a very common mistake. I'm gonna put
Because what is 0 decimal 5?
50%.
It's 50%.
One
It's
half.
half.
Okay. So a couple questions. 9%. Again, this would be one that's a common mistake. People write 0.9. No. 9% is 9 over 100. So we have to go to our hundredths. 0.09. Try this one on your own. I'll put the answer up in a second.
JR, just quick. Obviously, each time when I'm doing something else when I'm up here, and it's likely because it's so I do have 3 things I do need at some point to get down to Fulvister because she's my team manager this year.
Okay.
With,
Yeah,
JP
well, we're
Gardner.
going to be going down to the gym.
So I was going to catch in,
Yeah.
just check in. And see maybe that's
Okay, how did you do? Did you get 23 over 100 is a fraction, which is 0.23. And the third one, 58%.
Gee, I wonder.
58 out of 100 means
0.5.
excellent.
It's getting pretty
0.58.
redundant already.
Right? Once you get an idea, okay, this is a dangerous thing, a little bit dangerous, okay? Sometimes we get an idea, and if you see the previous one, you can easily do the next one, because you're doing the same thing. But you have to be careful, because you have to ask yourself, could I do it on my own later if someone just gave me one of them? How am I going to remember this? Right? When we do the first one, the second one is easy. And then the third one is easy because you're doing the same thing in a row. But you're going to be asked to do this again, like on the test. Could you do it right from the start on your own? How are you going to remember? And that's different for different people. But if you're asking yourself, how am I going to remember this? That's a good start.
For me,
Right?
percent. Always
Percent.
knowing
Ooh.
what that means, always,
I like that.
every time.
Per
Cent.
cent. Per,
Out of 100.
right? Like, what do we call our money? Our coins. We call it 25 cents because it's 25 out of 100. There's 100 cents in a dollar. So when you have a percent, it's per 100. Does anybody speak French? What's 100 in French? Cent. Like, well, there it is.
Bang!
It's got the 100 right in there, like, right?
Yeah,
The key to knowing percents is just quickly learn the French language entirely,
Yep,
and you will be fine.
100%. Easy peasy. Do
Okay, here we go. 113%. So this feels a little weird because it's bigger than 100. It's possible to still write this over 100. Question.
Wait, since there's 3 decimal places now, would it be more zeros or no?
Would it be more? This is a good question. What does the 100 mean? The 100 means, right, I'm going to put my decimal place, and I'm just going to write a space here and a space here. This is my hundreds. So if I've got hundreds, this is where the 3 has to go. And then the 1, and then, oh, there's a 1 in front of the decimal. 113% is 1.13.
And then,
Thank you.
if you got this, what is this?
12.0.
If you got 100 out of 100,
1.1.
That's equal to 1. Because 100 divided by 100 is 1.
What if it's 1,000 now, not 100?
1,000 out of 100? Or if it's
100.
over, like, so if I have this, the 1,000 on the bottom, that 1,000 on the bottom says, this is my tens, this is my hundreds, this is my thousands. So whatever the last number is, so if I had 3 over 1,000, this is my tens, this is my hundreds, then I'd have to start with a 3 there. If I have no other numbers, these have to be zeros. Okay? But percentages are always over 100, right? So if someone says, hey, give 110%, have you heard that expression before? It's
like
like
you're giving 1.10%.
1.1, you're doing more than you can do. Next, we are introduced to the mathematical operation of. 25% of 200. What do? We take our percentage and we write it as a decimal. 0.25. The of means we want to multiply that by 200. Mental math. Anybody do that in their head? 25% of 200. If you had 200, 25% is 1/4.
500.
50.
Yeah,
Was he right?
50.
50.
There we go. 0.25.
That's 50.
¿Por qué eso tiene sentido?
Okay? You want to know another way you could do this? Can you do 25 times 2? Right? So these two zeros, whenever you're multiplying with something with zeros, they can just change the other number. I can change this to 2 and move my decimal place over 2 spots. Now it becomes 25 times 2. Because multiplying by 100 just moves your decimal place over.
Los ceros no valen nada.
How close are we to done our notes? Kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Because all I did, when you multiply, like if you have, let's do another number. Oh, I know what's wrong here. When I have decimal 032 and I want to multiply by 10, That moves my decimal place over once. So
Oh.
this would be equal to 0.32. If I have 0.032 and I multiply by 100, 2 zeros, that'll move my decimal place over twice. And I'll get 3.2. If I would like to multiply 0.007 by 500, I can think of this as 500 is really 100 times 5. And I can do this part first.
Which is 0.7.
3.5.
And then, yeah, we're gonna get there. Then it moves this over twice, so this becomes 0.7, and I still have times by 5. And you know what 7 times 5 is, right? Mostly. 35. So 0.7 times 5 is 3.5. In fact, if you're multiplying with decimals, you can multiply like regular numbers and just count your decimal places in the end. I have 1 decimal place here. My answer needs 1 decimal place. 0.2 times 0.3. I have 1 decimal place here. I have 1 decimal place here. That gives me 2 decimal places. The answer is, what is 2 times 3?
0.6. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that cool? I'm sorry.
Why don't I know this?
I'm teaching you.
I use a calculator too much, people.
You know what? Do you want to know why this works nicely? Look at this. This is 2/10. This is 3/10 when we just change them to decimals. And now we multiply the tops. Well, that 2 times 3 is easier. That's 6.
See, in that,
And that 10 times 10, that's 100. And so I have 6 hundredths.
you know what's hilarious is that now showing me that, as much as I think I get it, you just concrete like that put it concrete.
Right? Because it's sort of like, well, this seems like I'm memorizing a rule. A decimal and a decimal,
Correct.
2 decimals. Why does that work? You can see it when you change it to fraction.
You just help me like solidify how to do that now.
10%, so 10% is 0.1 of 88. Okay, the of part is multiplied. Es 88 por 1 es 88, pero tiene que tener 8.8. Okay. 10% is 1/10. If multiplying by 10 moves your decimal place to the right, dividing by 10 moves your decimal place to the left. Oh, some cool stuff. Yes.
Yes.
Can you do that again?
Yeah. So, when you have this statement, what is 10% of 88? Okay, 10% is a decimal, 0.10. I can write that extra 0, right? Because I can write the 10 to my hundredths. But you don't need that, like, you could just write 0.1. I like the 0 there, because then you can see the 10. Does that make sense? Okay? Now, I have 0.10 of. In mathematics, when you're doing a percentage of, we multiply. Here, this again. When you see me do it, you can do it again, but could you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. If you do it in your calculator, you're going to get 8.8. If you wanted to do it with multiplication, right, I would get, right, if I multiply this, I get 88 over 10. Where's my 10th spot? Is 1 decimal place. So that's where 1/8 goes, and I have decimal, and I have to have the other 8 on the other side. All of these ideas are nicely connected.
I'm just shocked. That's like 4 classes I've learned something new since we've started. And you guys should know, I should know this math, and I do. But that's how math is. You could
There's
learn.
just different techniques and things in there to make it. Okay, so this is gonna help you in the store, right? You see something for $40, and you see it's 30% off. And you're like, I'd only buy it if it was $25 or less. Should I buy this? Will this be like I have $25? I only have cash, which is a weird thing at this day and age. But I go to this till. I don't want to be embarrassed where I go to buy this and they're like, that's more money than I have.
Yeah.
Sorry, and you walk away. Maybe you don't care. But if you wanted to figure this out, 30% of $40. So I change. If it's 30% off, I need to find out how much money is coming off. So 30% of $40, how much money is coming off? 30% times 40, right? Which is really, I don't need that zero, it's really 0.3 times 40.
Also,
Those,
I'm seeing the lens that they go.
You're seeing it now.
right? Because what's 3 times, right? 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 4 would be 120, but you'd need one, like, if I wrote it that way, I'd need one decimal place. Or I can think of it as that 0 can move the decimal place over once, and I just have 3 times 4. It's going to be $12 off. So it would be $12 off. What's the new price then? It
Do
was $40. You got $12 off.
take away 10 first.
How much is it going to
28.
cost you?
38.
Always break it up, right? 12 is 10 and 2 from all
Yeah.
10.
What's 6 plus 6?
12.
I thought 12 was always 10 and 2. Just double checking.
How do you think that quickly on the spot?
Awesome. Okay, we'll stop our video here.